I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
We will be perfect in every aspect of the game. You drop a pass, you run a mile. You miss a blocking assignment, you run a mile. You fumble the football, and I will break my foot off in your John Brown hind parts.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Screw them. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
What's good? Double A Squad, how are you? It's Ryan. Kelly's across from me.
Hey,
We're back again for another episode of the Armchair Authority. And Kelly?
been a minute. Here we are. Sir.
It's spooky season.
This used to make me piss myself when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Seriously, till I was like 18.
Why does this have like a little remix to it? I didn't realize that's what... Ooh, this is kind of...
Because you got to remake it. When it's great,
Boots and cats
remake.
boots and cats and 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 boots and cats.
We've never needed video more than right now.
Oh, man.
Happy Halloween, Ryan.
Yeah.
Happy
To you as well. That's always a
Halloween.
weird thing to tell somebody because it's like not something I typically celebrate just because it's a bunch of spooky stuff where you're just out getting candy and dressing up. But my kid loves it right now.
Kids.
Yeah. Macy doesn't really count at this point. She doesn't know what's going on. But,
She's a kid. She loves it.
yeah.
She does.
But Noah's pretty jacked. He is very excited about it. We got a couple of events today and obviously tomorrow with it being Halloween at time of recording. And, yeah, he's just all about it. You know, we're driving around home from daycare. He'll look out the window and go, oh, spooky, spooky. Saying spooky, pointing things. It's great.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah. So he's going to put on his little cowboy Woody costume tonight, and we're going to go over to the in-laws and, well, over to my in-laws' place of work, employment, and do a little trick-or-treat over there.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
You got to hit West Boulevard.
Yeah. We probably won't do that. We usually just go out to Somerset to my sister-in-law's house.
Dude, one trip up and back on West Boulevard, time to come home.
Yeah.
45 minutes, buckets are full, come on home.
Yeah, we probably won't even be out for more than 20 minutes with him, but he gets the concept, he grasps it. It's going to be pretty cold tomorrow night, so, yeah, it was kind of nice. We went to Storybook Island a couple weeks ago before I went out of town, and it was crazy. Like, we hadn't really even prepped him on it. We hadn't really even talked about it. We're like, hey, this is what you do. He just got it. He just walked up and opened up his bag, and we were like, all right, say trick or treat, and he'd say, trick, treat. They'd throw it in there, and then he'd close his bag and move on to the next little booth, and yeah.
It's like it's built in.
Oh, yeah, it was great. He wasn't trying to, like,
us.
He wasn't even trying to pull the candy out and try to eat it or do any of that. He was just there for the atmosphere, kind of knew what it was, and just moved along.
Back of his mind, he's like, what the hell is that? What did they just drop in that bag? It doesn't matter. I'll figure it out at home.
Yeah. And then we got home, and I'm like, oh, that's too big for him to eat. I guess I'll take that. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Dangerous holiday right there. Dangerous.
It is. It's just a dangerous time of season for eating and stuff because this really kicks off the just run of horrible eating that you can do over the next like 2.5 to 3 months. Really,
yes.
You know, because it's candy. It's the last day of the last day of October being Halloween, and it's just candy and sugar and fat and all that stuff, right? And then you're like, all right, then you're 3 weeks out from Thanksgiving, which give it what it will, being thankful for the things that we have and all that other stuff. But it's just a gluttony holiday. It's just a time for us to just eat and not feel bad about it.
Dude, and an undisciplined piece of shit like myself, this is the worst 3-month stretch ever.
Yep.
Hands down.
Yeah, and then you're like, all right, I got to rein it in. It's going to be fine. And then, Christmas basically kicks off from middle of November on. So it's all of the stuff that goes on with that. Christmas is presents plus the gluttony holiday, because then you also have basically a similar meal, again, a month later.
Yeah.
In conjunction with candy. It's Halloween.
Oftentimes it's frozen shit that comes back out and reheated.
Correct.
Yeah.
But it's Halloween mixed with Thanksgiving.
It is. And then you mix those two for Christmas.
Right. Yep. And then, it could also be, you've also got the scary aspect of the big fat red guy that breaks into your house while you're sleeping.
Right.
And all those things. And like, when you really think about it, it's like, that's terrifying. Just going to leave things in here? Ooh.
And how'd you get in? You fat ass. How'd you get in here?
Yeah, no joke. I don't even have a chimney.
Did you make a hole in my roof? Sorry. I love that.
Yeah. But no, it's, I traveled again all last week. I was gone from the 20th to the 27th, on a plane. North Carolina and the such. And, it's always fun. Air travel is just great. I talk about it all the time, but like, it's just, what do you do? I watched my first Packer game on a plane on the way back.
Oh, that's fun.
That was different.
That's fun.
Packers had the Sunday night game in Pittsburgh, and my flight left at about 7:00 Eastern time, and so it started about halfway through the flight back to Minneapolis, and so I caught the game on. Now thankfully they have live TV, like at your disposal, on most of these larger flights. So I got to watch the game. That was pretty nice because the Wi-Fi it's 2025 and the Wi-Fi on planes is still awful.
Oh, right. So is it like global satellite? I've wondered about this. It's got to be global satellite,
It must be, yeah.
Like something is coming into the plane must be the hub.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because you could just scroll through. Like if you're not into football or whatever, like it's literally like cable. Like you just scroll through and find the local cable channel or whatever. And NBC was on there, so you click on that and it's just the broadcast, and that's what it is. So
that's amazing.
Very thankful for that, considering.
Did you pay for that?
No,
it's just standard.
Yeah, it's all right there. Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's great. That is the one like big plus side to modern day travel that you didn't have back in the day. Obviously, there's a ton of things that we didn't have back in the day, but at least you don't have to pay for it extra. You don't have to pay for the Wi-Fi either. But why would you? Because it's ass.
Yeah.
I
could have used a good Netflix series when we about crashed 3 effing times.
Sure.
In Durango, Colorado.
Yeah.
That'd have been the right time to watch something.
Well, yeah, and then you land in Minnie and then you get on this little biplane to get back over to Rapid. And it's got nothing on it. It's got no Wi-Fi. It's got no TV screen.
No seat belts.
It's just
no airbags.
Yeah, it's a tin can with a couple of wings on the side of it.
Yeah, you can feel every vibration.
Yeah, and because we always, you always have to fly in over the hills when you get down in here. They're like, steady cruising altitude should be fine until we hit Rapid City, where there's always that little bump there. Yeah. It's worse going to and from Denver than it is going to and from Minnesota. But yeah, every time we come back from Denver, I feel like the plane's just gonna fall out of the sky.
Yeah. Flying altitude of 800 feet. Just clearing light poles.
Stopping at stop signs.
Yeah.
Traffic's going to be a little bit heavy here headed into the Rapid City area. Cruising altitude of 50 feet above the ground. And
when you can clearly identify the gender of deer.
Yes.
From your plane.
Ooh, a doe.
You're pretty low.
A deer. That's a nice buck.
That's a great buck. What a huge buck.
Yeah. But I think I've said this before, but I don't know how people on the East Coast watch sports. I don't get it.
Oh, starting so late.
It's miserable. It's absolutely miserable because there was one point in time I think the Mammoth were going to start playing and the game didn't start till 10 o'clock. And then imagine the World Series game that happened, I think on like Tuesday night or whatever it was, it went 18 innings. I don't think that game finished until like 1:30 in the morning.
Well, see, we talked about that with the Big Ten, with like USC, UCLA, and those West Coast schools coming into the Big Ten. So when they're amping up for a 7 o'clock start time for some of those Big Ten games, you're talking 10, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
East Coast. Like,
it's got to be miserable.
I don't know that I like college football that much.
It's like, I
don't know.
Yeah. I like baseball, but I fell asleep on the Mountain Time Zone watching that baseball game that went 18 innings. It was like the 13th inning, and I woke up. My wife is like shaking me awake on the couch. She's like, "You need to go to bed." I'm like, "You're right, I do." What happened to the game? She's like, "What game?"
It's still going.
And then you look on your phone and went, "Wow, that went 18 innings. That went 2 full baseball games."
And
Great.
you slept through it.
Yeah. Well, it was so boring.
I somehow have slept through the entire World Series, Ryan.
Well,
this
some
is what
people
I was
do.
telling you before you
Yeah.
all hit record.
Yeah.
I'm not a baseball guy.
Yeah.
Not a baseball guy.
Some people do. And when the MLB puts you in a position as a red meat-eating American to root for Canada,
that's offensive in today's society.
when you have to root for Canada,
you don't have to.
you do when they play the Dodgers.
You don't.
You do.
You don't.
You sure do. Because I hate the Dodgers, and so does most of America. It's America's pastime, but here we are rooting for the Toronto Blue Jays to beat the LA Dodgers in our own sport. Oh, Canada, go. And they're currently up 3-2. I would say the series as a whole hasn't really been super memorable outside of the one game that they're calling an instant classic, but I think, prisoner of the moment, you tend to call anything an instant classic when it goes for 18 innings, and, you kind of have that drama of what's going to happen, and Freddie Freeman hits yet another walk-off homer in the World Series, just like he did last year. But, most of these games, 6-1 yesterday, Toronto won. The game before that was 6-2 Toronto. Game before that was the 15 or the 19 inning game that we had where it was LA winning 6-5.
There seems to be a theme.
A lot of 6-run games.
It seems like it.
A lot of, yeah. And then it was 5-1 LA.
Well, 5+1.
Yeah, it's 6.
See?
And then before that we had 11-4.
Okay,
so this series hasn't even been close. Really, it's been one, like, outside of one game that went a bunch of innings. It hasn't really been that entertaining. It's nothing like we've seen, in years past. So I think I'd be curious to know what the ratings are. And I'm sure I could probably Google it, which I could do right now. 2025 World Series.
Way to say that aloud. Good work.
Well, I'm trying to make sure, this is an audio medium.
Yeah, it works
So,
well.
yeah, 14% drop in viewership for the first 2 games of the World Series.
Yep.
Which isn't surprising. When you have, obviously the longer one drew about 17.6 million, which is still only 7 million more than an average college football game, if you really think about it, which is just crazy.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So they say it's reaching a larger base. Wednesday night, apparently, they had 11.4 million viewers. So, I don't know, man. The Dodgers are a weird commodity within baseball because, like I said, not a lot of people like them currently.
Well, they've got 100-year contracts.
Yeah, there's just a lot of things going on. You talk to a Dodger fan and you tell them all the things that you hate, and they're like, "I'm sorry, what? Who is your team playing this week? Who's your team playing tonight?"
Yeah.
Oh, good one. Good one. Way to just lean into the douche curve.
That's not leaning in. That's going in feet first, head first, all of it. You Peter Panned your ass right into the douche curve.
Yeah. You already know that your team is basically finding a way to just kind of screw the system with these contracts that just go on until 2099, and you don't have to pay for anybody, and you don't have to really develop your own talent, even though your farm system's actually fairly good, and you can just go out there and buy whoever you want. So it's a double-edged sword, right? So if the Dodgers end up losing, you're like, cool, sweet, that's awesome, glad they lost. But then Canada wins, and you're like, eh.
It's made up of all American players. It doesn't matter.
But no, that's not the joke. The joke I was going to make, and not really a joke.
Did we really just insult someone's father, though?
Yes.
Is that what we just did?
Because he's a Dodger fan.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No filter on this.
No, not at all.
Baby.
Not at all. When you come out with a response like that,
that's it. You deserve it.
Gloves are off.
Douche
I just
curve.
put them on. No, but if the Dodgers lose, then they can go see. Not that big of a deal, even though we've got all this money on this roster. It still doesn't mean we're automatically going to win a World Series.
Yeah.
So just leave us alone.
Playing field is equal. See?
Right. So, and then we're like, okay, cool. But then if they do win it, then they win another World Series, and then we're all sitting here bitching about the fact that they basically can just pay for one, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, this is a no-win situation. Honestly, the best situation would be if the Dodgers won the next 5 World Series, and then they just were just like, we have to do something right now, and they just blow the whole sport up and start over again.
It could be worse, though. It could be Dodgers, Yankees.
Yeah. I don't know. I grew up as a Yankees fan just because of my dad, things like that, following them throughout the 90s and the early 2000s until I broke off and kind of created my own path with the Rockies and really just decided to hate my life, right?
Great word. Balls drop and suddenly you're a Rockies fan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You want to talk about making stupid decisions in your adolescent life?
Solid.
Yeah, that was one of them for sure. But even then, the hatred that I have developed for this Los Angeles team, just based on how they have kind of ruined a sport that I love.
Well, it's just how they conduct business, right? It's not.
Well, it's Dave Roberts coming out and being like, they say if we win the World Series, we're going to ruin baseball. So let's get 4 more wins and ruin baseball. Douche.
So it's all about how they conduct business.
Well, yeah, I mean, just have respect for the game, man.
Yeah, integrity of the game, man. We talk about it all the time, right?
Yeah.
Lack thereof.
Right,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's so, like, we as fans want integrity, but the sport itself doesn't give two shits about it whatsoever.
No, look at the viewership ratings. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves it. Not me, but everybody loves it.
Yeah, the viewership ratings. What's the average? The average viewership.
Oh, I thought you were going to go average IQ of a Dodgers fan.
MLB. Average viewership of an MLB game. I bet it's right around like 2 million. Yep, 2.4 million viewers.
There it is.
1.74 million. When you contrast, and obviously there's more games. There's 160 whatever games. I totally understand, but you compare and contrast that to what college football and the NFL do.
Can't.
I mean,
it's not even close.
You'll get a Jets-Jags game on a random Thursday night that will pull in 11 million views.
You get 2.04 million people at a freaking tailgate
Yeah.
of a college football game.
Yeah, it really is true.
It is. Not so much Penn State.
Yeah.
That's fallen off a bit, I hear.
And to their credit, they say it averaged 2.4 million views in 2025, which is a 9% increase from the previous year. Now, I contribute that to the length of the game lessening. They found ways to speed up the game so that we're not having pitching changes all the time. We're not throwing over to first all the time.
Yeah.
Pitch clock, all that stuff. So it makes it a lot easier, for sure,
Yep.
to get through without having those 5-hour Yankee Red Sox games that we had when I was growing up.
Yuck.
So, I don't know. I still think baseball, like, they're slowly trending in the right direction for certain things. But if you truly want to fix it and get people back and invested in it to where they actually give a shit about their teams and think that they have a chance, there's still some other things that they need to do. Mm-hmm. And I think a salary cap is one of them, but the players will never do that. And we've talked about that before because it obviously puts a cap on how much they can earn and what they can do. But the first thing I would do without even doing a salary cap is obviously cutting it off, where if you sign a player to a 10-year deal, you have to pay them between 2025 and 2035.
Yeah.
You can't extend this out.
2099.
You can't extend it out past the time they're, what is it, the Bobby, is it Bonita or whoever is the one from the Mets that keeps getting paid every year, several million dollars. Yeah, Bonilla. Bobby Bonilla.
It's like Bonilla.
Yeah. Like, that's ridiculous. You shouldn't be able to do that.
Right.
It's like you go buy a car and it's 10 years, no interest.
Right.
Which isn't a thing. But
I'll have this paid off by 2072.
Yeah, right. It's as good as cash.
Paying $3 a month.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Car's been through a freaking smasher by then.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I love baseball. I wish the World Series games had been a little bit better. We just went through it, obviously. But, 6-1, we'll see. I mean, the Dodgers, we'll see if they punch back. They have an opportunity to tie it up and send us to, the 2 best words in sports, right? Game 7. But
don't care.
Go Canada.
Yawn.
That's what I say.
Yawn.
That's what I say. So, your boy Lamar's coming back tonight.
Yeah, looking forward to that, boy.
Yeah.
Super amped up.
Did you see the Ravens still have the best odds at winning their division?
I did. And I just actually listened to that on the way into work this morning.
Incredible. They are 2-5.
Yeah.
They have been utterly atrocious. Their defense is it worse than Pittsburgh's or Dallas? No, probably not, but it's right in there.
Yeah.
And yet they still have the best odds to win the division. What does that say about the division? I mean, obviously Burrow's hurt, and then you have the Browns, who are the Browns.
Browns are going to Brown.
But what does that say about the Steelers?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So my argument to myself, because nobody was around me, and I was pretty much arguing with the radio knob, the argument that I would make is you haven't seen anything from Pittsburgh that wouldn't suggest that they're a really good freaking football team.
The only thing,
you're asking the way that the Ravens have been playing versus the way that Pittsburgh's been playing, you're asking for a monumental collapse from Pittsburgh, which they've shown nothing up to this point that they have games like the Ravens do.
No, yeah, they're definitely much more consistent within how they play.
Very much so.
I mean, if you were an alien coming from this planet and watched those two teams play and said, hey, who would you think is the better team at this point? You'd say Pittsburgh, right?
Yes.
But Pittsburgh also mirrors every other Aaron Rodgers team I've ever seen, where the offense will put up 25 points a game, but the defense will give up 32.
Yeah. Yeah, uncharacteristically, yes.
He'll lead them down. They'll score with 2 minutes left, and then the defense will give up whatever points they need to lose the game. And it's
And then his old lineman will wipe his ass out on the field, and Aaron jumps up all pissed off. And
hey, to his credit, not to a lot of people are like, oh, you're still in love with him or whatever. He has not been the problem in Pittsburgh.
No,
he's been quiet. He's done his job.
He's my problem.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he hasn't been what he was in New York. He hasn't been what he was towards the tail end of his career in Green Bay. He's just shut up and done his job. And I would argue that he's done it pretty well this year.
Done all right.
Yeah. You got bigger problems.
Hasn't lost games for him.
Correct.
Has not.
And actually, I think if you look at his stats, they're actually pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
So, still an asshat, but he's decent.
Yeah, I mean,
playing well.
Yeah. Walks like a duck, quacks like a duck.
Yep.
So
what is that? Does that put like a little timestamp in there about this is what I need to clean up? I got to clean up Kelly's mouth. Is that what happens?
Yeah, it's so I can then take that and I can push it. I can move it back.
That's fun
because I don't know when you're going to say it, so I can't just be here like. And we're not on a 3-second delay like they do on, on the radio. Where if you were to say something or slip up, that I'm not that fast. Can't read your mind.
Is it pretty easy to clean up?
Relatively. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I can actually really get carried away if I really
I mean,
want to.
I guess if you want this podcast to come out sometime in the next month.
Nah, screw that PG rating. It's time to get after it. It's time to be real. Say what you mean what you say, Ryan.
All right.
It's time.
All right. Well,
anyway,
in that case, the story that I really want to talk about revolves around college football and just the carousel that has gone on within that atmosphere of coaches, right? So over the course of the last 2 weeks, we've lost James Napier, we've lost
Kelly.
James Franklin, we've lost Brian Kelly.
Yep.
And I feel like there's one more in there.
Well, UCLA is looking for a coach. Stanford's looking for a coach.
I feel like
Oregon
UCLA
State's
was looking for a coach before the season started.
Yep. I think they got their guy, though.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So anyway, you've got kind of some big three names out there as far as coaching vacancies with Florida, LSU, and Penn State. Okay. You're Lane Kiffin. You're the big name right now that everybody's talking about.
Hot topic.
Yeah. Matt Rule is now off the board. We found that out about 30 minutes ago before we started recording. 2-year contract extension with Nebraska plus a $15 million buyout now officially rules him out of Penn State,
Wonderful.
out of Florida, out of LSU, out of.
Don't care about the others. Just glad he's out of the Penn State.
So he's going to continue to work on what he's built over there, which is fine. I wouldn't want him either because I feel like he's a program builder, but he's not a get you over the hump kind of guy, right?
He's a 10-3 kind of guy.
Yep, which is perfect.
Yep.
Why he belongs in the Big Ten with Nebraska.
Exactly. Yep. Black shirts, black shits. It doesn't matter. We're going to get 10-3.
I just feel sorry again for all of those Nebraska fans that are. We're back, baby. We're back.
You can take that right back, and you can stick that.
They're back every year, though.
Yeah, you can feel bad for Nebraska fans. Words you will never hear come out of my mouth.
I did talk to. So when I go to these markets, it's a collection of 50 other people that work in the same industry as me that cover territory. So there's a guy from Nebraska. And so we're talking about football, and he's a Nebraska guy.
I can't. I'd have to leave. I couldn't be around it.
But he's one of them. He actually is realistic about it because I told him to his face. I said, "You guys are the most delusional fan base I think I have ever met in my entire life." I said that right to his face, and he goes, "I know." I said, even back when you guys had Bo Pelini as your head coach and knew you weren't going anywhere, you still thought it was like Nebraska's back, man.
Yeah.
But I have news for you, Nebraska fans. I'm sorry. The way that this system's currently set up, it's going to be really hard for you guys to win another national championship.
No.
If ever.
Yeah, exactly. Embrace that middling Big Ten finish.
Yeah, you and Iowa can just hold hands and stay there forever.
Yep. Great run game.
Yeah.
Great run game. Good defense. Have fun.
Every Iowa fan I talk to, I'm like, are you fine with where you're at? Are you cool with where you're at? Well, there's nothing wrong with winning 9 to 10 games a year. Yeah, you're absolutely right. If you want to consistently win the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, good
we
for
just
you.
beat Penn State.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Well, and it's always, it's the, hey, we're bowl eligible for the first time and whatever. And I'm like, who gives a shit, man? As a guy who sits in the middle of, there's the rabid college fan and the rabid pro football fan.
Yeah.
I'm kind of somewhere in the middle
Yeah.
where I enjoy college football, but I don't lean one way or the other.
You don't like it enough to sit down and watch 3 hours of the Johnson Gravel Pit Bowl.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. I like pro football enough to know that those consolation bowls that you get asked to go to
Yeah.
don't mean anything.
Nothing.
And they never have, and they never will. No. So good for you for winning.
There's like 24 people in the freaking stands, right? Nobody's there to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, within that, can we get rid of this national championship trophy and bring back the crystal football?
I like the crystal football.
What are we doing?
Yeah, sign a petition. Start it. Start a petition. Let's get it going.
Is that not the worst trophy in sports?
It's awful.
This big gold tube.
Yeah, it's awful. So, fun fact: we went back to South Dakota State for a coaching clinic, right?
Yeah.
And they've got a. Yeah. I'm gonna disrespect them, but I don't know what the room is called, where they've got all their trophies and all their stuff set up.
A trophy room.
But there's a name, right? It's named after somebody, and it's disrespectful for me not to know this. So I'm just going to quit talking about that part. So anyway, these trophies that the Jackrabbits have gotten for winning the CFP, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not CFP. What's it?
FCS.
The FCS. Thank you. For winning the FCS championships are very underwhelming. They're very underwhelming.
I don't even know what it looks like.
It's a wooden plaque, man.
Oh.
It's like when you think like the globe, the crystal globe and all the stuff, and it's like, oh my God, see now that baby's going to stand out from 10 miles away. Walking through there and you look at this stuff and you look at these championship trophies, pull it up on there. The trophy is very underwhelming to me. And you can tell that, you see?
Oh yeah, I've seen it. That's kind of the standard. It's just like a copy and paste thing because they do it across like almost all of the sports.
Right. And it's underwhelming.
Yeah.
And South Dakota State's must have got tossed around to players. It's got chips in it. It's got like it looks beat to shit.
Yeah.
Right? It's like we can't even give you one that here's your toy one to go play around with and throw around and, toss from boat to boat, whatever it is you do with them. But it's very underwhelming. Huh. And they have multiple, because they've had a recent run lately where it's really nice, but I was really surprised by that. I'm like, you won the whole shitting thing. And that's what you got? I mean, it's better than a participation ribbon, right?
Like, look at that, man. How nice is that? About. How nice. You get to hold it up. It reflects off of all the lights that are there. All those photos are iconic.
You hit it in the sunlight, you burn ants. I mean, that thing would be
Retinas,
awesome.
all of it.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like the photos are iconic of putting that thing up. And then you get this weird tube-looking thing.
Yeah, that's dumb.
That looks awful.
You're not going to see fingerprints on the crystal football, but you're going to see them on the golden tube.
I've had friends that are like, you know what I hate about the Super Bowl the most is when they're bringing it down, everybody's touching it, and it's like, and then by the time they raise it up, it's just full of fingerprints.
Yeah.
But the Lombardi Trophy, it has a football on it. It's iconic. It's been the same thing for however long.
Right.
I don't like this. And they've done it since what, 2010?
I don't know how long. It's dumb. I don't like it.
Like, minus the fact that Jameis Winston's holding it up. Like, look at the compare and contrast in those pictures of him holding up a friggin' sweet-ass crystal ball versus this gold tube with with 3 laces on it.
Yeah.
4 laces.
Yeah, it's no good. And it's a plastic base. You know it is.
Oh, absolutely.
It would crack. The minute it goes from really cold temperatures to warm, it's cracking. You know it is.
Oh, dude, the coach's trophy, man.
That's legit.
Yeah.
That's legit. You can't see a single fingerprint on that baby.
No, and it looks cool on a shelf.
Hell
it's,
yeah,
it's the size of a football. You buy this one, you win this one, and all of a sudden you got I don't know. It needs to be redone. Like, even that's cool. I don't even know what that is.
As much money is involved in college football, they can do better than the Golden Globe. Not the globe.
Tube?
The golden tube. The tube.
Is there a better name for it? Because that's all I see. I just see a tube.
I mean, it looks like somebody just whacked off the end of a muffler, right? It's like the back end of like a diesel truck.
Hey-o.
Whack it off. Wrap it.
Hey-o. Whoa.
Wrap it in gold.
I don't know. Like, I'm looking at this picture, and you're right. It looks like the exhaust.
Looks like that. It does. It looks like a souped up tailpipe.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Hey, thanks for winning the whole thing. Here's your tailpipe.
Yeah, here's a tailpipe. Congratulations. And then also, like, when you think about, like, the Heisman Trophy is iconic in the way that it looks.
Yeah.
And this is the best you can do. And this is a total tangent. This was not on our list of things to talk about today, but it's so bad that I feel like we need to talk about it. And also, when you have it held up by this jackwagon, it looks even worse.
Yep, there he is.
Urban Meyer. Why is his name still getting thrown around? Why are people acting like he's going to come in and solve problems?
You bitch about Brian Kelly pretty much every episode, and that's a name that I don't think we ever need to say aloud on this podcast.
Is Urban Meyer?
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't need to say it.
After his antics in Jacksonville, I can't believe he still has a job as a commentator on Fox.
Everybody's got a job as a commentator. They love that shit.
On Fox,
they eat that
guess,
up.
yeah.
They eat that up.
You've got a convicted. Did Vic get a felony for his dog fighting stuff? He must have, right?
Yeah, he did.
So he's on Fox.
Yeah.
Or he was. I think he's coaching now.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Urban Meyer, just a gross individual.
Gross.
On all accounts.
Everyone.
I don't understand, because there were people that were talking about that too, while I was in market, where they're like, oh, Urban Meyer or whatever. And then the other one that keeps getting thrown around, and one that I kind of want to talk about when we transition into talking about the Dolphins, is there were Dolphin fans there that were actively petitioning for John Gruden to be their next head coach.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
Is it something I'm not seeing? Because last I checked, Gruden's last attempt at being a coach, outside of the email stuff that got him fired, was not very successful with the Raiders.
It wasn't going well. It was a 10-year contract, and it started out horribly, and it never really recovered. Right. So, yes.
So, I don't know why you would want, is it just all these old heads that don't know who else is out there that's like, hey, we want Urban Meyer, we want John Gruden, we want whoever? I mean, I don't...
Or they're just surrendering to the antics that they're going to bring with them. They don't care about all the other nonsense. It's just, hey, these guys are proven winners. Well,
I mean, sure.
I mean, you won some games.
You can be a winner and a terrible person, and have just a horrible
resume.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, not really a resume, but just
character flaws.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Culture, just you did. You're not bringing in a quality culture.
No. No, you're actually building a shit one.
Well, the last time I saw Urban Meyer, he was kicking his kicker while he was stretching.
Yeah. And
he had his hands down the pants of a girl that wasn't his wife, which is just weird.
No, she was just in the wrong. I mean,
thought it was his pocket.
I mean, she came and sat on his lap, right? Yeah. I mean, come on. You got to do something with your hands, right?
No.
Come on.
All right, Ricky Bobby.
Even he wouldn't do it.
I'm not sure what to do with my hands. Well, that's not what you're supposed to do with your hands, Urban.
Unfortunate for him, cameras were on that.
Yeah. Wow. Anyway.
Must have been set up.
Side tangent. Lane Kiffin, where does he go? Where should he go? Or should he just stay in Ole Miss?
What's wrong with where he's at? He's building something cool there. I would argue he should stay there. Obviously got something rolling. Had really good recruiting classes because I looked it up. He's had really good recruiting classes, and he's got something rolling there. And he used to be a little loose between the ears, according to several accounts.
This is a guy that got fired and left on the tarmac.
Correct. And he was pretty loose between the ears, and people were like, holy shit, talk about character flaws. What's up with this guy?
Yeah.
He has kind of righted the ship, and he's got a lot of good things going in Ole Miss, and it's basically, this is what we talked about with the whole James Franklin thing. He starts to build something up in Vanderbilt, right? And all of a sudden, hot commodity, boom, Penn State takes him. Lane Kiffin, when you're starting to build this stuff, and you are in the SEC, and you are playing a very strong schedule, and you are turning a lot of heads with what you are developing, don't leave it. He should stay there. Because I'll ask you, and I'm glad you brought this up. Great segue. Is Oregon... Disregard.
No.
Is Penn State, LSU, or Florida currently a better situation for you as a coach coming into and having to rebuild and get through all the turmoil and all the crap that's going on with those programs? Are any of those three jobs a better place for you than what you have done and what you are building in Ole Miss right now? Are they better?
From a football standpoint, no, but from having this iconic brand behind you, LSU and Florida would be the better place to be.
Okay, I would say LSU. I would say Penn State is a total mess right now. They've lost a fan base. There's a ton of turmoil going on over there right now, right? Again, they are going to miss a bowl game. They will lose to Ohio State. They will lose to Indiana. They will not be bowl eligible. They are not going to be in the bowl hunt. Florida, kind of made little surges, kind of like, hey, maybe we're back. Anthony Richardson, whatever.
Can we talk about
LSU though? I think LSU brings the most appeal in terms of alumni, in terms of boosters, in terms of all of that stuff, where I think even LSU fans knew that Brian Kelly was a douche. And I think that they knew that it was just a matter of time.
Was that before or after he came in doing a fake Louisiana accent during his opening interview?
It was all of it. All of it.
Someone needs to talk to the AD at Florida, because what he scheduled this year, you just throw up on yourself?
You ever had a belch come clean out your nose?
And I in a lot of ways I applaud him. I applaud them or her for doing this, because this would have eliminated all sort of any conversation about strength of schedule, right? Florida, at one point in time this season, played number 3 LSU, followed by number 4 Miami, number 9 Texas, number 5 Texas A&M, a Mississippi State team that actually turned out pretty good. Now, as of this Saturday, they play number 5 Georgia, a Kentucky team that is a lot better. It's number 7 Ole Miss, number 14 Tennessee, and a Florida State game that's always going to be close because it's a rivalry game. That is a friggin' gauntlet, dude.
Yeah. And you're without a coach.
Yeah.
Good job.
That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams all ranked within the top 15 of what, a 12-game schedule?
Yep. But they got a couple warm-ups with Long Island University,
South
Florida. I mean, they got some warm-ups.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but it's like you saw what Penn State did last year.
And they lost to South Florida, might I add.
Right. And South Florida was ranked for a minute, and then things happened, and now they're not. But like you saw what Penn State did last year, where they had like one decent game against an opponent
and lost it.
And the committee was like, strength of schedule, who cares?
Yeah.
As long as you're 10-1, that's all we care about.
Yeah.
Doesn't care who you've played. But the AD at Florida's like, screw it, man. We're just going to play all the top teams.
Yeah, right. We're looking for our next coach candidate. We're looking for a guy who's willing to come in here and
get bent over a barrel.
8 of our first 10 games are against top 10 opponents. That's what we're looking for.
We call them character builders.
Right. Can you do the job for us, sir or ma'am?
Yeah. And great. I mean, good. We get, you get to go out there and play number 5 Georgia on ABC at 1:30 in the afternoon on Saturday, which I'm sure will go just swimmingly.
Yeah.
I
bet it'll be close until
at least it's at home. At least it's in Florida. But I mean, I keep looking at this schedule or who Florida plays every single week, and I'm like, holy hot damn, dude. Like another top 10 ranked opponent you got to play this week. And I understand Texas wasn't what they were supposed to be, but LSU hung around and
they're still good.
Yeah. Miami, Texas A&M, like I'm kind of quietly rooting for them this year to continue their success. So, yeah, they're 8-0. They're putting together an awesome season. But, I mean, again, look at their schedule. Okay, so you played number 8 Notre Dame. Outside of that, you've got another top 20 win against, you play Missouri. It looks like they got the week off this week, but you play Missouri next week. And they handled LSU really well last week. So, I mean, it seems to me that there's not as much weight being put on strength of schedule as there used to be. Do you agree?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. It's brand now.
Yeah.
So let's say that college did what the state of South Dakota does with high school football, right? It's not the athletic director who sets the schedule. It is actually the South Dakota High School Athletics Association is the one that actually sets the schedule. So you get what you get.
Yeah.
Right? It's a matter of, we're 20 miles away from this guy. Why don't we play this guy? Whatever. You get what you get. Imagine if they had a governing body at college football that did the same type of thing.
Oh, man.
And they said, okay, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So then we can stop talking about strength of schedule because when they get teams like Ohio State, LSU's, all that stuff, somebody is setting their schedule for them.
Well, I think it would be
and
great.
It's you get what you get.
I think so. 2 things. I 100% agree with what you're saying. I think that would be great. But then on the other side of that, you wouldn't get these lame duck weeks where you look at everybody playing it and it's like Texas versus the school of the blind and deaf.
Yeah, because that shouldn't happen. We talked about that. That shouldn't happen.
Well, it shouldn't happen for 90% of the league during like week 2, right?
No.
Where you're waiting all day for the one good game that you want to watch.
Correct.
I think you just avoid it. And obviously there's less teams in the NFL with only 32 instead of 132 or whatever you get for FBS stuff. But
it's this easy. If you're a top 15 school, you absolutely will not play any of these smaller, middling, trying to come from the ashes programs.
And maybe they will adapt that. And I know that there's other really diehard college football fans that would argue against it for sure. Where they're like, you got to give these other teams an opportunity and blah blah blah. But
they don't have to be against a top 15 opponent.
Right, but it does. Yeah, and to me, it's not like, they're both Division I schools. Well, it's like not really. You're Division I by name alone, and that's about it.
There's a difference.
There's a huge difference.
Some jackwagon, some jackwagon
Yeah.
came on again, and you see it every single year. Every year, and I'm glad you brought it up because I didn't know if I should touch on it or not.
Because do we really think Long Island University is ever going to win a national championship?
That's what I mean. But you get these jackwagons that come on every year, and they're like, the Georgia Bulldogs could beat the Cleveland Browns.
No, they
cannot. No, they cannot. Give me your very worst NFL team and your top national champion of college football.
Well, you're right. That happened the year that
it isn't going to happen, folks. Stop.
That Joe Burrow LSU team. There were so many conversations about, like, could the LSU team, because I think the Browns went, like,
it was Jaguars, wasn't it?
Somebody was terrible that year, and they were like, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bengals ended up with the first overall pick, but yeah.
They could totally beat that. No, man, get the F out of here.
Those are
You're not
men.
even exactly. They are all professional athletes for a reason, and when you make a starting roster in the NFL, I'm telling you, this is spoken by people. And listen, I'm not elite. All right, I am not elite, but I am a guy that got to play high school football. And I got to play collegiately at Division II level. Division II level, not one, right? Division II level. And let me tell you, the jump from high school to Division II was absurd.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine what the jump to Division I is like. And that jump going then to the NFL is probably even more absurd.
Yeah.
You don't understand shit if you think that a college football team can beat an NFL team. It just won't happen.
Those are the guys that are like, man, if I hadn't torn my ACL, man, I'd be in the leagues right now.
Dude, they're still wearing their high school jersey, sipping on some freaking Pendleton somewhere and talking about the glory days. They don't have a freaking clue how that works out. And you know what? Anthony played collegiately, right? He played the high school level. He played collegiately. Let's have a conversation. Let's throw it out there because it's not going to happen.
This is a really terrible analogy, and it's going to sound really lame. But when I went to college and just played a pickup game of intramural basketball versus what I was used to playing in intramural as far as like just against some high school guys at school was shocking. Shocking.
Yeah.
You know, as an 18-year-old playing some of these 22-year-olds or like 21-year-olds that are sophomores and seniors and how much bigger, stronger, faster they are.
The speed of the game.
When I was the bigger, stronger, faster one in high school.
Correct.
It's like, oh, now you're just down in the totem pole again. It's the same reason why, as good of a quarterback as you can be in college, you step in and you're like, you hear a majority of them go, holy crap, this game's way faster.
Oh my goodness.
And most of them won't admit that it's too fast, but you can see it. You can see it with Justin Fields. You know, I got into it with with a buddy of mine over text this weekend because I was like, I am so sick and tired of people trying to convince me that Justin Fields is good.
He's not. He's not.
And that was one of the points I was trying to make, where I'm like, he got ruined in Chicago, but the game never slowed down for him. It's been consistently too fast for him to catch up, and I think that's a huge difference. Like, he played for a premier program at Ohio State, and he was really good. But I think even between the two, where you're not getting consistent competition in college, where you go from playing a Long Island State University to playing Georgia,
right?
How do you expect to adjust to any of that?
Right, and he didn't train. He didn't take advantage of coaching, and he didn't train. He relied on his physical attributes as opposed to really getting in and studying and training and doing all that. He denied, he would resist advice and training and all this other stuff from quality quarterbacks who were actually playing well at the NFL level. And like, no, I don't need your advice. I don't need that. I don't need that help.
Yeah, and I think Johnny Manziel's a great example of that. Like, his freshman year when he came in and torched college football, right, and just left everybody in the dust, won the Heisman, did all that, beat Alabama, had that great season, ends up getting drafted, but didn't put any of the work in.
None.
You're going to get left behind, man.
Yep.
So, because you're not eating and breathing it every day in college like you are in the pros.
No.
You're not in the gym every day. You're not doing study sessions every day. At least you should be if you want to be considered great. And those guys, if you want to be a starter, you are a part of the 1 of 1% when you make the pros.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can tell you, it was comical.
Yeah.
Because you leave high school, you go to college, and even me as a redshirt, I'm not going to play in a single competitive game.
Yeah.
My first year of college. I'm a redshirt. I know it. I get to stand there with my jersey on and my uniform, and I'm like, I'm a part of this team, damn it.
Yeah.
But I got my ass kicked in practice every day. My nose was broke. My face was misaligned. Like, I was beat to shit, right? Yeah. But I was learning the speed of the game. And it's like, this is incredible. And I think that's why so many kids weed out. Because 34 kids came in with me as freshmen. And by the time all was said and done and we graduated and we were all done playing football, there were 6 of us left.
Yeah.
6. And even after the first week of training camp in the fall, Like 12 dudes bailed on day one.
Right.
Like it's like, hey, where's that guy? I didn't even learn his name.
It's like Buds at SEAL
oh,
training.
there he goes. And you just see guys walking with duffel bags, right? And they're like sneaking off into the parking lot. It's like, you freaking cowards.
Yeah.
Anyway, you get there and you start to learn the speed of the game. Then you go back and you watch high school. You watch the high school level. You know, and you're like, I had to be faster than that, right?
Well, yeah,
like,
Timmy, whose dad made him play because he needed to be busy because otherwise he wouldn't be doing anything, is all of a sudden a down lineman, and it's like, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like, I had to be faster.
Yeah.
Was this game really, is this,
Yeah.
and no, I mean, no disrespect to, it's just, it's how it goes, right? You jump up and that, it's not just a natural progression, man. It is a leap.
Yeah.
And you leap into everybody's good.
Yeah.
And then the next level into the NFL has to be even worse. You know, they talk quarterbacks. You mentioned quarterbacks. They talk about the throwing windows, where that window is open for like 0.4 seconds. You got 0.4 of a second to release that freaking ball, or your ass is getting eaten by 300-pound linemen.
Well, as a Chiefs fan, how many times have you watched Patrick throw a ball and you're like, I would not have even attempted it.
He must not
let
care.
It rip.
Yeah, he must not care about stats.
Right.
Just letting go of that damn thing from his back foot, half contorted, like no way.
Well, I thought about that with Rodgers all the time. I'm like, why are you throwing that ball there?
It's the only way that you have a shot to get it there.
Yeah.
And it's like right freaking now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a clown if you think any college team can beat a pro team. That's just not feasible.
I can't even talk to you. Like, seriously, if anybody were to approach me and have that conversation, I would have to get up and leave. I could not have that conversation. It's like, you are nowhere near realistic enough to be sitting at this table having this conversation. We can't do this. Like, seriously, we can't do this.
Yeah. I don't know. Speaking of can't doing this, Josh McDaniel.
Oof.
Dolphins came out today and said they're not in a hurry. That's Jaden Daniels. Sorry, reading on that. Anyway, the Dolphins came out today and said they're not in a hurry to make a coaching change, even though it's pretty clear that McDaniel doesn't want to be there. And they're sitting, I think, at 1-7.
Team doesn't want him there.
Pretty bad.
Nobody wants him there.
Pretty bad.
How does it feel to be unwanted?
Yeah. How does it feel to be an organization that just doesn't really care enough to make any moves or do anything to improve your situation, where you're okay with mediocrity at quarterback, you're okay with mediocrity at coaching, you're okay with just mediocrity across the board, as long as I don't know, it feels like another situation where they're like, tickets are selling, beer's flowing, we're making money off this.
Yeah.
I guess, we'll just be happy with being towards the bottom end of the league again.
Yeah.
Like we have been for the last 30 years. I want to say that they haven't won a playoff game since Marino.
Yeah, they are pretty short on accountability down there in Miami.
Is that right? Have they not won a...
That might be right, because they made an appearance. They went to Arrowhead, 3-4 years ago. That didn't work out well.
They were there in spirit.
Yep. Well, it was whatever year. That was Tyreek after his...
2000. The Miami Dolphins' last playoff win was on December 30th of 2000 when they defeated the Indianapolis Colts 23-17 in overtime.
Yeah.
So even that, it took an extra quarter for them to win.
Yep.
That's insane when you consider how bad some of these other teams have been. When that's it's like the longest playoff drought in sports, I want to say. But I don't what do you do if you're a Dolphins fan?
Well, your season's done.
Well, yeah, it's been done.
Right,
For
you're
gonna
have a big fat E next to your name in the standings and the brackets and all that stuff in 2 weeks. Right, you're gonna have you are eliminated. You are done from playoff contention. They don't need to be in a hurry.
It's true.
They don't. Yeah. They don't need to be in a hurry.
Maybe that's just
the season's a wash.
We'll look for our coach in the offseason. We'll hopefully get the first overall pick, and we'll just start a regime change with a new quarterback and move on from there. Right?
Because there isn't anybody on that staff right now in terms of like an interim coach that's going to really they're gonna completely wipe everyone out of there.
Yeah.
Like it's not just going to be McDaniel. It's going to be the entire everything. So any guy that steps in at interim, it's not like, okay, you're our leading candidate for the next head coaching job. That's not going to happen. So they're not in a hurry to do anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
They're not in a hurry.
They're probably looking around. Like if you were in charge of hiring for that position, would you go? Is there a coordinator that sticks out to you, or somebody who's currently not employed where you're like, or somebody in college that you would actively pursue?
Yeah, no.
You don't? No.
No.
No, I mean
I totally
at the
lost
end of the
question.
You are the Dolphins GM.
Yeah, okay.
Kelly Van Clausen was just appointed as Dolphins GM.
Got it.
You're not going to hire a new coach until after the season.
Correct.
Is there a coordinator in the NFL an unemployed coach or a coach in college that you, Kelly, would actively pursue to fill that vacancy? Who is it? Who would be the number one candidate on your list in those categories?
Well, impossible to answer that. Impossible, because there are a lot of really good coordinators. But I would also old school it, right? Old guy, old school it. Some of these coordinators, who did they learn from?
Well, let's narrow it down to this. Would you pursue anybody in college?
No.
Okay.
No.
So now you're back. So now would you pursue former head coaches not currently employed?
Potentially they'd be on the list.
Okay.
Potentially.
More than likely you're looking at.
But the resume will matter.
More than likely you're looking at a current coordinator on a coaching staff in the NFL.
Most likely, and from an organization that has a really, really good culture established.
Gotcha.
Not some, well, we're starting to turn the corner, or we're kind of turning the culture. Somebody that is either established in a very good culture right now, or somebody that has worked his way through the NFL, through different coordinator positions or whatever, but worked for really good coaches who have had really good cultures at their programs. That's who I'm looking for.
Sure.
Because culture matters.
Yeah.
And if you don't think culture matters, look at the friggin' Dolphins right now.
Sure.
And look at some of these teams right now that are struggling so badly.
And I know you're a Chiefs fan and all this other stuff, but would you give a guy like Matt Nagy another chance?
Me personally?
Does he deserve another chance?
Deserve, yes. With me as GM, not a chance.
Good culture, offensive-minded guy, had relative success in Chicago.
I don't think he's the guy in Kansas City. I think Andy Reid is still the one that calls the plays. I think Andy Reid still drives the bus. I think Andy Reid is responsible for everything that has happened in Kansas City the entire time he's been there, because they've had Matt Nagy, they've had Eric Bieniemy, they've had all these coordinator guys, right? Same result, same thing, strong team, great culture. That's a Reid thing. That is not a Nagy thing.
Gotcha.
Is he learning from Andy Reid and doing some of that? Yes. But what happened when he got out on his own? I understand he went to Chicago.
Yeah.
But when he got on his own, all of a sudden, I think he was a coach of the year. Did he win coach of the year? Was he a coach of the year candidate his first year out with Chicago? However it worked out. Yeah. I get it.
Is there a rookie coach of the year?
I'm not entirely sure, but I thought he won something, or maybe was in the running for something.
Maybe.
Doesn't matter. Andy Reid is responsible for that. Like, that's an Andy thing.
Yeah.
What happened to Eric Bieniemy when he left Kansas City?
Well, apparently he was just not good at interviewing.
Oh, okay, wonderful. And he ended up.
He was in Cleveland, right?
Well, he
was offensive. I thought he was the OC in Cleveland trying to prove himself or somewhere.
No, he went to Washington.
Washington, there you go.
He went to Washington and was there for a year, I think. And then wasn't he given the UCLA job?
Oh, I don't know.
I thought he was given like the UCLA college job, and he's not there anymore either.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at some of these guys. Yeah. That's an Andy Reid thing. Now, as a GM, Andy says, I think I'm going to step away from the Chiefs. Oh, I'm hiring that guy.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm hiring that guy for sure.
So what cultures are you going after? Would you go after the Chiefs culture? Would you go after the Broncos? Would you go after the Rams, the Packers?
I think all of them. I think all of them have a great culture.
Yeah.
I think they understand. I think that they have a good crop of people and players on the team that enforce and police their own. They police each other. I don't think there's a lot of responsibility on the coaches. There's not a lot of drama. There's not a lot of divas. There's not a lot of that stuff going on in there. I think they get to kind of police their own, right? I think Andy Reid does a nice job when Kelsey gets to be kind of a jackwagon. Andy's not afraid to chest bump him, push him, do whatever, and say, hey, get your shit in line. Like, figure it out. All those teams you mentioned, though, all have really good coaches. LaFleur, McVay, Andy Reid, all that. Sean Payton, I don't particularly care for the guy, but success follows him, right? And he's established a nice culture in Denver. They're back to winning ways. Shit, they'll probably take both games from the Chiefs. They'll probably win the AFC West.
Maybe.
All of the cultures are really good because of the coaches you mentioned.
Yeah. Joe Brady seems like the guy that would be at the top of the list for a lot of people.
A lot of talk about him.
There's been whispers going around for at least the last 2 seasons. He's an offensive guy. Worked with Josh Allen. I mean, it's similar to how Daboll got his job down in New York.
Yep.
So, I mean, I could see a guy like that for sure. I don't know if he would stay within the division, but clearly that doesn't matter. And, when you have a guy like Ben Johnson leaving the Lions and going to the Bears, so definitely a possibility. I mean, Cliff Kingsbury's done an okay job with the Commanders. His name's been thrown out there of getting a second chance. The other 2 people they have listed here with Mike McCarthy and Bill Belichick, I don't think that's going to happen. I think those guys are pretty much done.
I think they're done.
Yeah. So I think I agree with the fact that it probably needs to be a NFL coordinator and not poaching anybody from college, because a lot of times that doesn't seem to correlate all that well.
Yep.
I think it correlates well when you go from head coach to coordinator in the NFL and then work your way up to that and kind of figure out. Again, it's just like what we talked about. Like sometimes you can't just make that leap. You have to work your way through the ranks to figure out how the game works and how to work with these guys and understand that they're not kids and how do you talk to them, all this other stuff, right?
See, I would totally roll the dice with Spags.
Again?
I would. I know he's been a head coach, and I know it didn't go well for him as a head coach.
Does he have the right headspace to do that, though? Because it hasn't worked out in the past. He seems to be very comfortable just being a D coordinator.
He does, but as long as they let him continue to mess around with the defense, right? All these other responsibilities that come with the head coach, he can do all that stuff, but as long as he still gets to tinker around with the defense, because he does look comfortable. But he also trusts and knows that Andy's got all that other shit covered. He's got all that other stuff taken care of. So he just gets to deal with these guys. But the players love him, and he's full of accountability. He is very much full of accountability. Yeah. I'd take a shot at him just success-wise, what he is able to do. I mean, he gets the most out of his players. Yeah. And for how many years? Arguably a decade. Yeah. Even longer. I'd take a roll on him. I wouldn't touch Deion Sanders.
No, he's got his own struggles down in Colorado. Every time I turn around, he's like, I don't know. I'd have a lot of questions about what happened tonight, and they get blown out by somebody. And that's not going very well.
I don't want the circus that comes along with that.
Yeah. Who's the team that takes a chance on Mike McCarthy?
Nobody.
Are you sure?
No one.
Somebody's going to do it.
No one.
Someone's going to do it.
No one. Nobody is going to right here, right now. Nobody is taking the shot with Mike McCarthy.
I don't know, man. I feel like he's just going to be floating around there.
Who's going to like NFL?
Yeah.
Who's going to take it?
Yeah. You've got, the Titans. Titans are floating around there.
Is Mike McCarthy? Let me argue this. Might be a great guy. Mike might be a great guy.
He's a good coach.
Okay. Is he a guy at his age, with his resume? Is he a guy? You are coming in to take over a Titans team that has absolutely no identity whatsoever. They have no identity on either side of the ball. Is he a guy that's going to build your identity?
It's a Titans hire, though.
Maybe, but I thought I was still playing GM. Sorry, I'll take my GM hat off.
No, this is just his name's going to get thrown out there again. He's going to go through the rigmarole, and if anybody from previous regimes is going to get hired for another shot to try to do this again, it's going to be him. It's not going to be Belichick. It's not going to be some of these other guys. It's going to be McCarthy because of reasons. He's a no-nonsense guy. He doesn't really cause a lot of issues. He's a good culture guy. He won't win you a playoff game.
No.
And he'll mismanage the time, but you'll win 13 games and lose your first playoff game, and that's okay for some teams.
Is he going to be the guy that's going to build a team with zero identity? No, Mike McCarthy is not.
Would you be surprised if the Dolphins hired him at all? Would you go, oh, wow, I did not see that coming? Or would you go,
it would not surprise me for the Dolphins to hire Brian Flores again.
Won't happen.
Because the Dolphins do what the Dolphins do.
Yeah.
Right? There's a reason they haven't won a playoff game in 20 years.
Yeah.
Right? But no, the Dolphins could take a swing at him. They absolutely could. Sure. Would I? See, again, I had my GM hat on. You didn't release me from my role. You didn't tell me to stand down from the stand.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wouldn't do it.
And I don't disagree with you, but it's just one of those things where I can see if somebody's going to take a chance on a known commodity, it's going to be him. Which is just kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I think it'd be a stretch for Kingsbury to get a job.
I mean, you can make an argument that the Cowboys probably should have just stuck with him for another season at this point.
Things are working out great with Schottenheimer. I mean, look at how that's going.
I mean, he's not technically in charge of the defense, but it's just – and their offense is really good, so I got to give them props for that. They haven't missed a beat. But this is the MO of the Cowboys every single year, though, is they have a top 5 offense, but they can't stop people from scoring, and they choke in big moments.
Yeah, have you heard a single interview with Brian Schottenheimer?
I heard one.
Post-game?
I heard one the other day where it was like, and it wasn't post-game, they had interviewed him about the offense, and he's like, our offensive stats don't mean – you can take our offensive stats and shove them up your ass because they don't mean shit when our defense plays like that.
Cool. Who was the first person they interviewed?
Oh, well, it's going to be Jerry Jones.
Oh, my God. Did you listen to a sound clip the other day?
No.
I'm glad you didn't have it pulled up on here. Because I felt like I was just going to spin my ass right around and walk right back out if I have to listen to another Jerry Jones thing.
Yeah, we need to go out there. We need to probably make some moves for some for some defensive players.
He absolutely doesn't want to own that their defense is not playing well at all, partially because he let one of their best defensive players go. He doesn't want to own that.
Oh, and what's Micah doing in Green Bay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's just leading the league in QB pressures.
Correct.
He's got the most double teams in the entire NFL. Oh, and on top of it, he's got like 6 sacks.
Yeah, and Jerry doesn't want to own that he was directly responsible for how
have
poorly.
Have you seen the clips of Skip Bayless tripping over himself to try to make it sound like Micah Parsons sucks still to this day?
No, I don't listen to him at all.
You shouldn't, because you won't want to talk about morons.
I can't listen to him.
Even the guys that were on the show with him were like, you are trying whatever you can to make it feel like you weren't just scorned by an ex-lover.
Yeah, I completely muted him on Twitter. I can't read his shit. I can't listen to him. I simply cannot.
Yeah, he was basically arguing that like Micah needs to be doing more than what he is, and the guys were like, he's leading the league in pressures. He's the highest graded edge in the league. He's got 6 sacks, and he's double and tripled teamed 70% of the time.
That guy is such a tool. He is. You talk about the douche curve.
Yeah,
that guy's squarely in the middle of it.
Yeah, he's the one that created it, I think.
Ugh.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go
UTEP.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about UTEP.
Yeah, you take over that. You did promise that, and I kind of want to leave that in your court for the most part.
You introduce it though.
Okay. So the University of UTEP recently did a study when it comes to the number of favorable calls that certain teams get, and obviously there's been a lot of chatter about the Kansas City Chiefs over the course of several years, especially during the Mahomes era, of getting favorable calls. I would even argue that there was one that people may have thought was a little bit favorable last week when they went to virtual review on the first down, where Zach Ertz, in my mind and in most people's mind, were like, yeah, he clearly got the first down. They went to virtual review and he was 5 inches short.
See, I felt that he was short.
No.
I felt the camera angle that they showed last.
It looked like he fell over the line. Anyway, regardless, it caused a lot more chatter within that. And there's been a lot of speculation. We've talked about it on this show, too, about how it's like, okay, that seems a little suspect, all this other stuff. So apparently the University of Utah took it upon themselves to do a study between what years, Kelly? It was like 2015? 2015 to just last season, I believe. Yep. And they found that there is, in fact, a correlation between the number of favorable calls that the Chiefs get versus other teams and how we feel about it.
Right. So I read the study, not all of it, because it was like 122 pages or whatever.
Sure.
But I read the study and basically the clip notes of the whole thing, right? And what they talked about, the questions I have, and I'm not going to sit here and dispute that UTEP people didn't do the work, didn't do the research, didn't do whatever the case is. I'm not going to argue that. And I consider myself relatively realistic when it comes to that, right? And I understand there was a lot of stuff over the last handful of years that did look quite favorable for the NFL, right? And a lot of the stuff was, we're going to protect our brand, we're going to protect the face of the face of the league, blah, blah, blah. And I get that, and I understand that. All I'm asking, and all the only stuff I'm going to bring up, and I've held on to this for 2 weeks so that we could talk about this, but all I'm going to mention in this, I just want to throw some wrinkles in the whole thing in terms of, anytime you do a study, Ryan, you know this. Anytime you do a study, what variables are you looking at? What variables are you leaving out? What types of things should be included that you maybe neglected to include to ultimately kind of hinge your results to look a certain way, right? So I bring up a couple of different things. You mentioned that the 2015 through 2023, I think it was. Maybe it was 2024. Was it 24? I don't know that 24 was actually in. I think it was 2015 to 23.
23.
Okay, there you go.
Research done by a team at UTEP presents evidence that the Chiefs have been benefited from slanted officiating from 2015 to 2013, a time that coincides with their rise as one of the NFL's most marketable franchises.
And I will tell you this. One, their sample size was playoff games.
Yeah, so the reason for that, it says, our findings suggest that when the league's financial health is at stake, rule enforcement may subtly shift to protect the market appeal. And so the fact that postseason penalties consistently favored one franchise while other dynasties showed no such pattern points to a powerful role of financial incentives in shaping supposed neutral decisions.
Right. So there's my first little wrinkle in the variables that you use. It only included a playoff sample, which is less than 10% of all the play studied. Okay, so I throw that out there. Late game DPIs or roughing the passer calls can obviously swing the stats massively, especially when your sample size is that small, right? It's a very small sample size. Regular season data They talked about that. The regular season data actually was the exact opposite, where the Chiefs got fewer favorable calls than a majority of the other organizations in the league, right? So small sample size, obviously the DPIs and whatever it is, the kind of the big turning ones with such a small sample size. Secondly, here's my biggest one. Did the study, because I don't know this and it wasn't in there. Everything that I read about it wasn't in there. Did the study include rule changes to include 2018, the body weight roughing the passer call? When they changed that, and all of a sudden, if you fall on a guy, suddenly it's a flag, whatever the case is.
Well, I would assume it did if the change was in 18 and the study started in 15.
But it didn't say that they did. They didn't say what rules they kept up on. They studied this sample size. Did they include the rule changes?
But they must have, because they talk about the study shows during the playoffs, which the research team identified as the NFL's most commercially valuable period, penalties against opposing defenses of the Chiefs' offense were significantly more likely to result in first downs, cover more yardage, and fall into a subjective category such as roughing the passer or pass interference.
Okay, so 2018, they did that ridiculous thing where everybody was getting all pissed off, me included.
Yep.
Because Chris Jones actually stripped a ball from a quarterback while taking him to the ground, and he landed on him. He sacked the dude and fell on him. He recovered the fumble, and they still called him for roughing the passer. I remember this vividly.
It was talk to the Giants about that as well.
Yeah, exactly. So now in 2022, we talked about this. In 2022 came the illegal crackdown thing, right? The illegal contact crackdown, where any type of physical activity with a receiver beyond the 5 yards, we're going to make sure and throw an extra emphasis on this, and we're going to launch flags, and we're going to do all that. Another rule change. Did they take that rule change into account? Did they take the roughing the passer stuff and the illegal contact stuff into account? That's all I ask. I'm asking it of UTEP, not of you. I'm asking it of UTEP. Yeah. Did you filter that stuff in? Because when they start to throw the extra emphasis on this, because when you look at this, Ryan, and you're on the outside looking in, which I get to be for the purpose of the study, not as a Chiefs fan, but purpose of the study, during the regular season, Kansas City was 30th in terms of it was not advantageous flags and penalties for them. They were actually one of the most unfavorable teams in terms of receiving flags in their favor. You get into the playoffs. Did this study, did it include these rule changes that obviously were favorable? Obviously, so you get the misfits that are like, well, Kansas City has played more playoff games, therefore there's more data for them. Okay, well, I mean, right. You can look at it however you want. You can dice it apart and you can do whatever you want. I just want to know, UTEP, did you include this stuff? Did you include the rule changes, and did you include officiating across the board saying illegal contact, we're throwing flags when we see this, we're going to see this stuff. Falling on the quarterback, roughing the passer calls, hitting him after 2 steps, whatever. Did you take all of that into account? Or was this just a universal, this is the flag, this is the infraction, this is the team? Because I'm not saying that it's wrong. They put a lot of work into it, and I'm not saying that it's wrong. Those are the questions that I had. And I had them the minute that I read through the article. I'm like, yeah, but a lot's changed. From 2015 to 2023, the league has made it a point to step in on a lot of shit, from measurements to penalties to certain things to the false starts to where offensive linemen are lined up and how soon they're throwing their kick step into a pass block. The NFL chooses things every year where they said, we're going to take a harder role on this. We're going to step in on this. This is where we're going to intervene. Did that account for all that? Because a lot happens in an 8-year study.
Well, and that's kind of the whole point of this whole study too. I mean, even to your point, like, what do they take into effect? Because they do talk about, like, important, and this article that comes from an NBC affiliate talks about, importantly, these effects were absent from the Tom Brady era with the with the New England Patriots and other recent Super Bowl contenders, suggesting that the phenomenon is unique to the Kansas City Chiefs' emergence as a television ratings powerhouse. The study found. Now, the thing that I have questions about is this study took place in 2015, and we didn't see Mahomes and all that enter until 2018.
Right.
So my biggest question would be, and they talk about this too, because it's like the implication extended beyond football. The research team says that the study draws parallels between financial markets, corporate governance, and regulatory agencies were dominant players that may enjoy advantages, not because of explicit corruption, but because the institution's under pressure to adapt to preserve stability and revenue. So basically what it's implying to me is, okay, we're seeing some dip in viewership, between this time period.
Correct.
And this is stuff that we talk about all the time. There's too much money for there not to be some sort of hand in this.
Yep.
Why the Chiefs? Of all the franchises that you could choose, why start with the Chiefs between 2015 and the study goes till 2013, but viewership and ratings during the 2015 to 2017 season were declining?
Yes.
Mahomes comes in, and then all of a sudden they decide to do this?
Right.
It would make sense if we had data that said, okay, the Chiefs have been to 3 straight Super Bowls. They've won 2 of those 3. Now we're starting to see them get more favorable calls. Therefore, that would be the line of reasoning or the line of thinking that would, to me, would indicate, okay, the NFL wants to see this dominance continue. That's why they're getting the calls. Not with some random decision because Alex Smith is the quarterback of the Chiefs and they just randomly decided to make the Chiefs the beneficiary of all these calls.
Right.
So that's the part where I kind of get lost in it, where I'm like, it makes more sense is if this stuff, if the trend happens after the success and they want to see the success continue, not a ratings dip. They pull a name out of a hat and the Chiefs are the lucky winners.
Right.
That's weird to me.
Yep. I agree.
So they go on to say the research not only deepens our understanding of sports governance, but also illustrates a large societal concern that when financial pressure weighs heavily, impartiality can erode. So Spencer's work demonstrates the power of academic inquiry to reveal hidden dynamics that affect fairness and competition and trust in institutions. I would say there's been a lot of distrust going on within sports and sports betting and how much money is around it, especially with the stuff that we won't even talk about today, but the stuff going on with the NBA and all their gambling stuff that's been going on, where you have guys basically like cooking games, taking the under on their stats and then basically giving up. The Chauncey Billups stuff where he's a part of the mob. I mean, it's all sorts of stuff. So you have to believe like that can't just be in one league. There's too much money and too much stuff going on with sports betting where it can't be affecting more areas.
Absolutely.
So I think that's what logic and reason would dictate you to go to. So I do find the study very interesting. And I think the only thing that this helps me with is the fact that my eyes are seeing what the studies are revealing. Or at least we can feel, that we're not being lied to. Like it's like, okay, it feels like the Chiefs are getting more calls and the study says that is the case. But the reason behind it doesn't really validate people thinking that the NFL is trying to rig it for them, because It doesn't make any sense for me why they would just choose the Chiefs in a random area where they weren't even successful at the time.
Right.
So, but I also don't know the whole inner workings of everything either. So
no, that's true.
Yeah.
It's not like we know anything.
Well, how would they know? It's like, how would you even know that Patrick Mahomes is going to be good at, like, you start, favoring them in these games, and then you're like, well, we know Patrick's going to be really good.
But you don't.
You don't.
It's because the only game he played in 2017 was the last game against Denver.
Right.
You don't know.
Yeah.
And the difference, I think you can also argue, Ryan, that in the NFL, it became a very offensive-driven league, and a lot of rule changes and a lot of enforcement and a lot of that stuff, they wanted the entertainment factor, right? They didn't want games that were Pittsburgh and Baltimore at 13-10. They didn't want that. Want this.
Nobody wants that.
They want the aerial assault. They want the high-scoring games. They want that entertainment factor to return, and they've made a really strong push to make it an offensive-driven league where you see a lot of the dollar signs in these contracts more so going offensive players and maybe not as much on defense. And you can't have a team anymore in the NFL that is super strong on offense and defense. It's a rarity. It happens, but it's a rarity. You don't see it very often. And it's been an offensive-driven league for about as long as they've done this study. Difference between Alex Smith when this study started and Patrick Mahomes pretty much taking over in 2018, way different playing styles.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Smith was game manager, dink, dunk, do whatever. Now in comes Mahomes. We're going to take the deep shots. We're going to scramble around. We're going to no-look. We are going to stretch the field as often as we possibly can. All of a sudden, here comes the illegal contact, and we're gonna change the way we look at illegal contact and how we call illegal contact. So you've got a game manager dink dunker with no illegal contact being really looked at, and all of a sudden you get into a deep passing game with Mahomes, and now we're going to implement this stuff, and it's like, okay, keep up with the rule changes when you do your stuff. Not saying it's wrong. Great study, good stuff. Gives me something to read, gets something entertaining. Got social media all fired up.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to see all this stuff, and then you got the what ifs and what ifs, and what about...
See, they're cheating.
Exactly. And it's like, what about, and you still see it. You still see it.
Yeah.
It's good stuff, though.
Yeah, it's fun
Quality.
to talk about, for sure. All right, let's kind of get into the last segment here. Believe it or not, we are in the middle of the season officially. We are right smack dab in the middle. I've thrown you a pen that you might need. So, Kelly, you're going to play a little bit of a game here.
Oh, gosh.
You're going to pick your mid-season MVP.
Yep.
Just based off these blind stats that I'm going to give you.
Yep.
You're not going to get names. You're just going to get stats.
Because I'm going to put a name out there.
Okay.
But you go ahead.
All right.
I love the game.
Yeah.
I love Forearm Shiver.
Yeah.
I love everything.
So I'm not going to give you any names. I'm just going to give you stats, where they rank, where their team currently sits in the division, and how many wins they have had against teams that are above 500.
Grab a pen. Shit.
Okay.
Here we go.
So we'll go through these. I'm going to try not to say their names, because I even wrote on here, please do not say the players' names, because that's just something
Made a note
idiotic
to
that I would
yourself
do.
not to say the names.
And these will all be quarterbacks, because Jonathan Taylor could have 30 touchdowns by the end of this season, and they still won't give him the award. Cool. That's just not how it works. Okay? All right?
Cool. Let's do it.
So
I wouldn't make him my MVP anyway.
Candidate number 1 currently sits second in the league in passing yardage at about 2,100 yards. He is first in the league, tied for first, actually, with 17 touchdowns thrown, 4 interceptions, and a total QBR of 76.3, which ranks third in the league.
76.3?
76.3.
Roger that.
Tied for second in the division, and has 1 win against a team that's above 500 and has 5 total wins this season. Okay?
Okay, 5 wins. Check.
Number 2, his team currently sits first in the division. He is 6th in total passing yardage at 1,900 yards. He is tied for 11th in touchdowns with 13. He has thrown 2 total interceptions, has a QBR of 61, which ranks 15th in the league. He's got 5 total wins, and 2 of those wins are against teams that are above 500.
Okay.
Number 3, his team is first in the division. He's tied for 9th in total yards at 1,700. Tied for 11th in total touchdowns at 13. He's thrown 2 interceptions and is currently 6th in total QBR at 73.5. And has 5 wins, 2 of them against teams above 500.
Ooh. So they're all 5 win.
So far, yes.
Roger.
So I've got 3 more for you. This guy's team is also in first in his division. He's tied for 4th in passing yards, 2,000 yards, 13 touchdowns, 3 picks, and is 2nd in total QBR at 79.3. He also has 2 wins against teams above 500, but he has 7 total wins. This quarterback is first in his division, 5th in total not in total yards, but in passing yards with 2,000. He's got 15 touchdowns, 3 picks, and is 4th in QBR with 6 wins, but only 1 of them coming against a team above 500. And lastly, we have a quarterback who is 2nd in their division, 13th in passing yards at 1,600. He's got 15 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, a 66.9 QBR, which ranks 10 in the league. He's got 5 wins, with only 1 of those coming against teams above 500. Who are you eliminating?
Okay, I'm eliminating number 2.
Baker Mayfield.
I'm eliminating number 3.
Jordan Love.
And there were 5 total?
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, I'm getting rid of 6.
Jared Goff.
Okay. Get him gone.
Okay, so that leaves you with number 1.
I should have number 1, number 3.
You just eliminated number 3.
Oh, I eliminated 3. Okay, very good.
You should have 1, 4, and 5.
1, 4, and 5.
So do you need me to...
I want you to repeat me number 4.
Number 4 is first in his division.
Okay.
He is 4th in passing yardage with 2,000. He has 13 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Sorry, this is number 3. My bad. Number 4.
Okay.
My apologies. Sorry, you want 4 or 5?
4.
Okay, so that was 4. Everything that I was reading off. He's 4th in passing yardage. He's 13 total touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and his 2nd QBR with 79.3. 7 wins, 2 of them over teams with 500 records.
Okay. So I currently have 1, 4, and 5 left.
You have 1, 4, and 5 left.
Got it. Get rid of 5.
That was Drake May. with 2,000 yards, 15 touchdowns, 3 picks, and the number 4 overall QBR with 6 wins, only one of those with a team over 500.
Give me the okay. I'm gonna go. Oh man, it's down to 1. It's down to 1 and 4. I'm going with 1.
You would. It's Patrick Mahomes.
I didn't know who it was. I'm going with number 1.
And why?
QBR obviously mattered. 76.3, right?
Okay. Well, number 5 had a better total QB, or number 4 had a better total QBR.
I know, but I'm looking at the whole thing. 17 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
Yep.
Touchdown to interception ratio is about the same.
Yep. So 17 and 4 versus 13 and 3. Yardage is virtually the same.
Yep.
Number 5
actually has more wins, right?
Sorry, number 4 has more wins and is first in his division and has more wins above teams above 500.
Okay. Who did I eliminate? 5?
You eliminated. Yeah.
I eliminated number 5.
Yes.
So 4. Got this.
4 is first in his division, and technically, number 1, Patrick Mahomes, is third in his division. They have virtually the same number of passing yards. Mahomes has 4 more touchdowns thrown through the air, but 1 more interception thrown. Mahomes is third in QBR. This other guy is second in QBR. The other guy has 2 more total wins plus 1 more win against a
4's
team
QBR 79.
79.3.
I'm going that. Give me 4.
Daniel Jones is your MVP.
I'll take it.
7 wins.
Take it.
7 wins, 2 against teams that are above 500. And is virtually outpacing everybody else in every other category.
I wrote the damn QBR down for number 4 for number 3.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah. Anybody that I picked out of that list that's undeserving to be midseason MVP at this point?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
In fact, you could make a strong argument for Drake May. I won't make the argument for Mahomes. I know his body of work. I've seen his resume. I know what he can do.
He's still doing
right.
Well.
When he's on, he's on.
Yeah.
When he's clicking, he's clicking. He's got his full gamut of receivers back. When he's on, you know his game. He's been around for quite some time.
Yeah.
You could make an argument for Drake May. They're a team in a rebuild with a new coach. I know it's Mike Vrabel. I know he's been in the league before with other teams, had success. His style. But he is doing whatever he's doing with Drake May. He's not dummying down a system. May is playing within the system and doing very, very well with what they're doing. I could make an argument for Drake May. In fact, Drake May was the guy that I was going to tell you, if you're like, hey, just give me a name, I'm going to tell you Drake May over Jonathan Taylor. Daniel Jones, also thought about that because Danny Jones, what he's doing in Indianapolis is a big deal, right? He is playing exceptional football. But I also like what Baker's doing. And I also like what Jared Goff has the ability to do. That dude is accurate. I mean, eye test stuff, if you take the numbers out and you just sit down and watch football at any given time, right? The eye test stuff, obviously, Mahomes is what Mahomes is. I like to watch Goff. I like to watch his accuracy. I like to watch, he's relatively immobile, right? He's a one-dimensional kind of quarterback. He's not going to beat you with his legs, right? But then you watch Drake May, it's like, you could almost argue, not for MVP, but you could almost argue being very impressed with Jackson Dart and how he can kind of control the offense, doing more with less, that type of stuff. But I like what May does. And I would have walked in here, and if you said, Kelly, give me a name, I'm going to tell you Drake May.
The only knock against Drake May is the fact that the Patriots haven't really played anybody this year.
They have not.
They have wins against the Dolphins, the Panthers. They did beat a really good Bills team, so that is their solid win. That's the one win above 500 that they get. And then they played the Saints, Titans, and Browns. But
a Bills team with not a very good playing defense right now.
Yeah.
Not a very good defense.
So they definitely get a ton of credit for that was a gutsy win against the Bills. I think it was on Thursday night. I think I remember that game coming out, and I was like, really? That's what we get?
Yeah. Jones looks consistent throughout.
So far, yeah.
Good team, bad team, anything in the middle. Jones looks consistent.
Yeah.
He is fully integrated into the offensive scheme, and he knows how to run it. And he is very, very consistent.
Yeah, I think I was much more impressed with the wins that they had on their schedule. Still, they play in a very piss-poor division. But 7-1 is 7-1. Jonathan Taylor's running his tail off. But, I mean, they've beat a good Broncos team. They've beat a good Chargers team. They have wins against the Titans, Cardinals, Raiders, Titans again, and the Dolphins, so not really like your biggest threat. But the only loss they have is to a Rams team, which, honestly, they should have won.
Yeah, that one didn't fall on Jones either.
Yeah.
That did not.
They should have won it had it not been for the boneheaded play of one receiver that can't figure out how to hold the ball across the goal line.
Yeah, and the Colts defense didn't get off the bus that day. That was unfortunate.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think all these guys from Patrick to Baker to Love to Jones to May to Goff, I think they've all played really well. I think they're all the main reason why their teams are successful right now.
I mean, you could put Dak in the conversation.
So that was where I was going to go next. The only reason you can't is because that team sucks.
Team.
Yeah.
But Dak's performance,
you can't win it.
You can't win. You
can't win MVP if your team can't.
No, but it pains me to say it. But Dak could be involved in that conversation.
Well, and I thought about throwing him in here too, but you wouldn't have ever given it credit because of the fact that they've got their win. But he's better in almost every statistical category than every single person on this list.
Yep.
I was like, because I kept going through it, and I'm like, Mahomes is third. Jordan Love's is 6. Daniel Jones is 2nd. Drake May is 4. Jared Goff is 10 in total QBR. I'm like, who's number 1? And I looked it up, and there it is. It's Dak Prescott.
Yep.
So
he belongs in there.
Yeah,
I understand the team results and all that.
Yeah. So, and there's just kind of an overview for you as far as like offensive leaders, passing yards. Herbert at the top with 2,100 yards. And Jonathan Taylor could potentially have a historic season. He's already got like 14 some odd touchdowns already. He's on pace to break LaDainian Tomlinson's record. I would make another big argument for him, just like I was trying to a couple years ago for CMC, Christian McCaffrey, for those of you that don't know who that is. That McCaffrey should have won MVP that year based on his usage and what he did that year.
Yep.
Instead of Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
This is going down a similar path with Jonathan Taylor. But if he breaks LaDainian's rushing touchdown record for a single season, how do you not? How do you not?
I understand. I understand a lot of arguments. Talking heads are talking all about that stuff. I have one for you.
Okay.
If the season were to end right now,
okay,
the body of work that you have, what you've seen, who is your coach of the year?
Oh, well, it's his name escapes me, but whoever's coaching the Colts right now.
Steichen?
Yeah.
Shane Steichen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. How is it not?
Oh.
How is it not?
Oh, you need to spend more time on ESPN because they get going on about this and they talk about this and I'm a Shane Steichen guy. I love what he's done.
That team was supposed to be an utter dumpster fire this year.
Correct. He navigated their way through the Anthony Richardson and all the other stuff that went on a year ago and whatever. He navigated his way through a whole bunch of crap, which every head coach does. I get it. To some degree, every head coach does. But he navigated his way through, and they are playing out of their minds with not a lot of household names, right? They're getting the job done. My guy right away, when I heard it on ESPN and then you hear it on First Take and you hear it on this and you got all these guys and former NFL players and they're like, oh, well, but you can't look at this and I think you got to. No. Do I think Andy Reid is a great coach? I think he's a great coach. I think he's a Hall of Fame coach, right? But am I going to give him the nod for Coach of the Year because he's doing what he's done for the last 8 seasons in Kansas City? No, I'm not going to give him the nod for that.
No.
He's a great coach. I'm not going to take that away.
Yeah.
Coach of the Year for me, who brings somebody up from the ashes with not a lot and does it on a consistent basis? Shane Steichen, 100%. One could almost argue Mike Vrabel.
So currently, right now, as it sits, Shane Steichen has the best odds to win Coach of the Year, and then it's Mike Vrabel.
I didn't know this shit coming in. I did not know this.
Followed by Dan Campbell and Mike Shanahan.
Kyle
Shanahan.
Yeah.
My apologies.
You could make the argument for Vrabel as well.
How in the hell is Mike Tomlin listed on here? I know he's got plus 4,000 odds, but are we just throwing up anybody up there?
I don't know.
Nick Sirianni.
I
know I'm a homer, but I still feel like Matt LaFleur doesn't get the respect that he deserves.
You think Brian Schottenheimer belongs on there?
I didn't know.
He's on it.
Brian Schottenheimer has better odds than Matt LaFleur does.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Better than Sirianni.
Yeah.
Better than Andy Reid.
Dude.
Hell, I think Raheem Morris is doing a nice job. I think he's doing a great job down there.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. Brian Schottenheimer. How is he even on the list of your... Come on.
Couldn't tell you.
You talk about why credibility takes a nosedive. That shit right there. That's why credibility takes a nosedive.
Absolutely.
And I did not look at this list before I asked you that question.
Yeah.
Steichen and Vrabel, argument for both.
To your point, Jackson Dart, currently the best odds to win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Hey.
Abdul Carter,
Hey.
currently best odds to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Best odds for Defensive Player of the Year. Micah Parsons, followed by Myles Garrett, who Garrett already has 10 sacks, which is insane.
Hutchinson's going to work his way up there.
Yeah, he's having a good year. He
He's-
just got paid, though, so he might back it off a little
I
bit.
don't know.
Offensive Player of the Year, Jonathan Taylor. That's a no-brainer. Comeback Player of the Year will probably end up going to Dak Prescott based on his injury from last year, and rightfully so, if he continues to play like that. And then at the very top for regular season MVP, it's Mahomes with the best odds, followed by Josh Allen, Drake May, Baker Mayfield, Jonathan Taylor, Matthew Stafford, Jordan Love, Jared Goff, Justin Herbert, and Jalen Hurts.
Help me with the name. Egbukwe?
Mbuka,
Mbuk. Is that how you say it?
the wide receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He should be at the top of a list.
Rookie of the Year.
Yes,
Yeah.
he should be at the top of a list,
Well,
whether
right now,
offensive or rookie.
Offensive Rookie of the Year, he's number 2.
How do you say that?
Emeka Mbuka.
Egbuka?
Yeah.
He should be up there.
Yeah, he's had a great year. Great year. So
Right.
well, there you go. There's kind of where everything stands mid-season. Standings wise, like we talked about before, apparently the Ravens still have the best odds to win their division.
Come on.
Who saw the Patriots turning back the clock and being number 1 in their division? Steelers are hanging on to the top spot in the AFC North.
Okay, let's do this. While you're doing this, let's do this. Okay, scroll back up. Will the Patriots hold at the top of the division through Week 18?
No.
Okay,
No,
thank you.
because the Buffaloes have the Buffaloes.
The Bills are Buffaloes.
Yeah,
I mean, you're
the
good.
Buffalo Bills have the pedigree of what they need to do at the end of the season, and they will flip that switch, and they will be much better towards Thanksgiving and on.
Will the Steelers maintain that one spot?
Yes.
Okay. Colts,
Yes.
hands down.
Yes.
Broncos.
God, that's a tough division, man. No.
Who's going to get them?
Stupid. The Chiefs.
Disagree with you. I
know you
disagree
will.
with you.
I know you will, but they're finding a rhythm.
That's all well and good, but they still have to play the Chargers again and the Broncos twice, and I think the Broncos are going to hold on to that. I think Kansas City is going to lose ugly to Buffalo this weekend. I think they're going to. I don't. If it ended right now, Chiefs aren't even in the playoffs. Not even a wild card. Think about it that way.
Yeah.
Find their rhythm.
This is also the guy that picked. I picked the Ravens to win the Super Bowl and the Chiefs to be a wild card team. So
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I think Denver holds on to that one spot.
Yep.
Eagles,
yes.
they're going to hold it. Sounds good. Packers. Ooh. Ooh.
So here's the deal. Detroit's doing what they do, where they have a really good September, October, November-ish type thing.
Yeah.
They get really hot, and everybody's like, "Oh man, they're so good."
Yeah.
And they kind of peter out towards the end a little bit.
Peter out.
they kind of lose steam, right? They kind of don't know how to hold on to it a little bit. I think Detroit will get hot. They will end up taking over that top spot in the division at some point because the Packers got to play them on Thanksgiving in Detroit, and that's always kind of a recipe for bad stuff. The Packers have a lot of divisional games left. They've only played one division game through 8 weeks, so they still get the Bears twice, they still get the Vikings twice, and they got to play the Lions one more time.
I think they hold it.
Okay,
I think they hold it
why do you think that?
because I think the recipe is out there to beat Detroit, and I think teams can prepare for them better. I think the recipe's out.
If the Packers defense can find that spark that they had through weeks 1 and 2, and even what I saw from them against Pittsburgh at times this last week, I think that is going to be the biggest tell.
Man, when they want to shit the bed, though,
When they play down to their opponent,
They
nobody's
shit the
better.
bed.
Nobody's better.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. But the other key thing is that Jordan Love has played consistently good football this year.
Yep.
Consistently, which was a big knock on him for the first 2 years as a starter, where it's like, what are we doing? Is he good? Is he not? So yeah. Anyway,
How about the Bucks? Tampa Bay Buccaneers, are they going to hold it?
Yeah, their division sucks.
I think that's actually going to get.
Yeah.
That's the ugliest division in football.
it's
I
terrible.
think, and I think they're
Yeah.
going to spread that margin by bad.
Yeah, nobody in their division has a positive differential.
No, that's bad. Seahawks.
No.
Interesting. Seahawks, Rams.
God, that's another tough division, but I think the Rams will they've got more stuff going for them. They're going to get a little bit cooking towards the end of the season here. So.
It would not surprise me to see Brock Purdy and a couple of the 49ers come back off the injury list
and
for
go
them
right back on the injury list.
Maybe, or overtake that damn division in the process.
Yeah.
Because how long, Ryan, how long can you trust Sam Darnold?
No. For me, this is I trust McVay and Stafford more than I trust Sam Darnold and Brock Purdy.
Okay.
And the health of the entire Niners organization at this point.
Correct.
And it was funny that you bring that up because as I was coming up the hill from the gym, getting ready to meet you over here, I was thinking about the Niners for whatever reason. I think they were talking about it on the radio or whatever, and I'm like, they don't have that same threat. They just kind of seem like they're just going through the motions and still getting wins, but it's just like
they don't have that feel.
I'm waiting for the floor to completely get taken out from underneath them.
Yeah.
Just because Kittle's been hurt, Purdy's been hurt. You know, they've had wide receivers that have been in and out all year with, you know, Juwan Jennings, and I mean they still haven't even gotten Brandon Ayuk back and all of this stuff, right? And then they had who was their star linebacker that just got his leg snapped in half like 2 weeks ago?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's not Fred Warner.
No.
Anyway, everybody there's people that know who I'm talking about. I just can't remember it off the top of my head. But anyway, it's just like it's those things. Like it's not really coming together for them totally. So I don't have any confidence in putting any of my chips in that. So
yeah.
And then there's Arizona.
Started off great.
Yeah.
Not how you start.
Yeah. So that's your midseason report card. I mean, here we are. We're already. I mean, it's November in 2 days, and next thing you know, we'll be ramping up towards playoffs. And holy crap!
Yep.
It goes by too quickly. So, but I think that's probably where we should end it.
Cool.
Nice little episode there. We got to talk about a cornucopia of different things, which is great. It's awesome.
You coming up tonight?
Man, I would love to. I was actually thinking about it for a minute. I'd have to see because we have like I said, we have that Halloween thing at my mother-in-law's work.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be chilly. It's gonna be chilly tonight, isn't it?
It's gonna be chilly. I think it's gonna be good by kickoff time. Yeah. I think it's gonna be good. And then I think once that sun dips below the old pines up there,
that doesn't bode well for a 1 and a 2 year old.
No, it doesn't bode well for a 51-year-old either.
My bones hurt.
I about froze my ass off last Thursday. So yeah, Rangers.
Why are my cheeks stuck together?
Rangers football, Ryan. Rangers football. We got the quarterfinals tonight. We got the Hamlin Chargers coming to town.
Let me preface this with I would love to, because when I was looking up the schedule, I'm like, oh man, you got a little playoff football here right in my backyard.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. Rangers came out last week in the opening round of the playoffs. Played a team, Great Plains Lutheran from Watertown. Game heavily favored the Rangers, right? 53-0 when it was all said and done. Rangers played well once they got some things figured out. They did a really nice job. The boys are pretty loose, right? They didn't seem, they weren't overconfident whatsoever, but they also didn't play extremely tight. It took about a quarter and a half to really kind of get dialed in and get things figured out. But I am going to give a huge, enormous Armchair Authority shout out to that entire coaching staff and all of the players from Great Plains Lutheran. They were phenomenal. Their character was phenomenal. Yeah, you find it, hit it, do it.
That's the wrong one. I don't have it. Sorry.
What are you looking for?
I'll just do it. No, that's the wrong one.
What about that?
That would have been really embarrassing.
Where's the applause?
It's not on this screen. I'll do this one.
We'll do
I
that.
almost hit the I almost hit sad trombone, and that would have been really unfortunate.
Don't do that. Yeah. What a character group of people, from players to the coaching staff to everybody. It was phenomenal, right? The game went the way the game went. It ended up 53-0. But talking to the coaches afterwards, nothing but respect for them. Absolutely tremendous culture there, tremendous people. They stood, they communicated with us. What I found the most refreshing out of the whole thing, obviously the win is great, but what I found refreshing out of it was the way that the playoffs were working out. We were actually supposed to be the 5 seed. In a tiebreaker, something happened. Mathematics was wrong. We ended up the 4 seed, right? And when that happened, suddenly it shifted around some things, and Great Plains Lutheran got to be the team that I say had to come out to Hill City. But in talking with the coaches, they were overjoyed with getting to come to the Black Hills. We understand who we're coming to play, doing all that stuff, but the players, the coaches, the fans, the parents, everybody, it sounded like everybody was truly excited to come out to the hills and get to watch a football game, and it worked out great in terms of, they weren't disappointed. They actually wanted to come play out in Hill City as opposed to a 20-minute drive to play who they were recently scheduled to play or formerly scheduled to play.
Sure.
But what a group of dudes, man. The kids played hard. They flew around. They were competitive. Sportsmanship was top notch, and it all started with the coaches. The coaches were good dudes. We stood there and talked for 10 minutes after the game. We talked for 15 more minutes when we were back at the gym. Just great guys. Great thing all the way around. A huge shout out to them, because I don't know that there's many teams when you get into the playoffs and when a game has the results like that. The communication's not always going to be probably that favorable. These guys were awesome. Absolutely awesome. Huge shout out. Tonight, we get the Hamlin Chargers, right? Number 5 seed, former defending champions for 9AA. We'll see what happens. I think very good offense, very good defense. Hill City, very good offense, very good defense. As the seedings go, it's 4 versus 5, right? We obviously get the advantage of the home field. The kids had a remarkable week of practice. Very, very loose, very playful, very not tight, right? Just not tight. I think that's going to change. Probably already starting to right now. The closer we get to kickoff 6 p.m. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on Rangers Athletics, right? Look us up if you want. But different feel, and we all recognized it. All the coaches recognized from last year getting ready to play in the quarterfinals versus this year's quarterfinals. Very, very different feel with the boys. Like they last year, it was you could hear pin drops. Like you could hear it was crickets. It was we're just tight. Is the moment too big? You don't get that feel this year, which is it's outstanding.
That's awesome.
It's outstanding, and I want this for the boys. I don't want this for me. I don't want this for anybody else. I want this for the boys. Yes, my son does in fact play on the team, right? But his senior class, they've thrown the team on their back a time or two and said, hey, follow me, here we go. I think they're going to do it again, but I want this for the boys. I don't want their season to end. I don't want equipment to be turned in tomorrow. I want this for the boys. So good luck to the Rangers. When you hear the ball guys screaming and hollering on the sidelines, it's just going to be me, right? Getting that nervous energy out. I just want to absorb any nervous energy that's coming from the players. I'll take it in. We'll deal with it on the sidelines. Yeah. But good luck to the Rangers. It's going to be a lot of fun, man.
Good luck, Rangers. It's going to be, it's an awesome opportunity that you only get so many times in your life. So hopefully it's a good one. Other high school news. We've talked about mascots on this show before.
Yeah.
Did you see that the Rapid City Central Cobblers won Best Mascot in the nation?
Somebody just mentioned, I think my wife mentioned that to me. Somebody mentioned that to me.
Somehow they beat the Sleepy Hollow Headless Horseman, which is 1,000 times cooler as a guy that graduated from Central. I don't know how Carl the Cobbler ends up being the best mascot in the nation. I don't know what the criteria was. I don't know whatever it is, but even the name Sleepy Hollow followed by Headless Horseman, already much cooler than Carl the Cobbler.
I feel like
but
it is.
Here we are.
I mean, you got the orphans, right? We've talked about the orphans.
And the apple knockers.
Yep. I mean, there's some quality competition out there.
Yeah. So anyway, maybe there wasn't a ton of schools that entered. I have no idea. But
maybe one.
Hey,
a
win's a win, right?
Yep.
There we go. Cool.
Nobody else wanted to pay the entry.
Whatever that was. But good luck to all the high school teams out there starting off their playoff runs or continuing them. Or sure,
not them.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's the show. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for participating in the comments, for being a part of the show. If you want to be a part of the show, you can hit us up at thearmchairauthority@gmail.com. You can leave a comment on your podcast service of choice. If you want to support us, we've got merch. You can buy a t-shirt. I haven't updated in a while. It's still the same one that we've had there, but still good. Still good quality, still good logo. So if you want one, you can head over to tpublic.com. The link is in the description. Leave us a 5-star review if you think we deserve it. And tell a friend about us if you want. If you want to feel like you can be, associated with us. But we've had a couple of comments over the last couple months. Nate left one saying the Stanford Sports Complex is pretty crazy and something that the Hills as a community should invest in. Basically going back to our conversation about, how some communities are investing in local sports and their local complexes to make sure that kids have the best fields to play on. Where Kelly and I currently live, there's nothing really like that. No. So also he agreed with me that you're wrong. Chestnut is an athlete along with competitive eaters.
That's a horrible...
It's like saying boxing isn't a sport. All they do is throw punches.
That could not be more. That's not
if you would like
apples and oranges.
If this is one of your first episodes that you're listening to. If you would like to have one of the better conversations that Kelly and I have ever had, go back to episode 65 where we talk about Joey Chestnut and whether or not he's an athlete.
Nate, come on. Competitive eating versus boxing. Come on.
Like I said, you can either be tall or smart. You can't be both.
Okay. That's about, yeah.
Some days he's really smart and some days he's really tall.
That's the same correlation right there.
So you can be like Nate and leave a comment, and we'll read it, even though that one was from 2 months ago. So doing a really good job of that, although it feels like we record this thing about every 2 months based on travel and schedules and things
Gonna get better.
and the like. But yeah, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you guys as always. Hopefully we'll have some content for you next week. My schedule's freeing up here quite a bit from travel and just the weather change and things like that. Obviously Kelly's getting close to his schedule being more free with football wrapping up either. Hopefully not tonight. Hopefully within the next couple of weeks. Because this is quarterfinal.
Quarterfinals.
So hopefully you guys have tonight's game plus 2 more.
Correct.
So, yeah. And then it's just, holiday season.
God, then you get
a whoop-de-doo.
Then you get a full dose of us. Oh, there's something to look forward to.
Coming up on our
2-year.
Yeah.
2-year mark.
Well, we started December 23. So that would be a full 2 years.
Indeed.
A full 2 years.
Also known as the 2-year mark.
2-year anniversary.
Yep.
The old 2 bills. And I like just extending this for people that are like, just end the fucking show already. No, I don't want to. Having too much fun. But no, we appreciate you guys as always.
So hard to say goodbye. So hard.
It's the hardest part.
It is. It's so hard.
No, that's... Is that Boyz II Men?
To say no, it's me.
Oh, it is you, but I mean, I think Boyz II Men sang it first. So
say goodbye to yesterday.
How does the rest of that go?
I don't know.
We'll see you guys next week.
They know the game, but they're keeping it fun. Poking fun at the stats, they're second to none. From fantasy leagues to the locker room jokes, they got the edge no one's ever broke. They don't need a suit, they don't need a tie, just some headphones and a